Do we have anything else to talk about though?
I can't think of anything else. Oh, I'm into Fortnite now, guys. I like Fortnite.
Oh my god.
Fortnite's a fun game. Everyone should give it a try. That's my
Bro,
take.
I'm telling everybody. I'm getting everybody on the way.
See, here's the thing. I didn't realize Fortnite became a better game because I stopped playing in like season 2, 3. Because I played like season 1. Season 3 was like when the Thanos event came out. I think it was either season 3 or 2. I was playing. I'm like, this is fun. I just wish that my shots wouldn't drop so heavy, right? Because the shot drop was bad in the earlier seasons. You would be playing like PUBG, but then someone would build a tower, and I would be like, how am I even supposed to hit him?
Oh my god. You want to know the irony and all that? We won a match yesterday.
We won a match yesterday, despite the fact that the dude built the Tower of Babel right in front of our eyes.
Bro, we were like, I think Zach died.
I decided to commit to combat a little too early into the final five teams, right? And the dude shot me through like 2 rocks, and I'm sitting here like, I'm dead now. I didn't know this gun killed me through objects. Otherwise, I would have built.
Like, and then I was just like, I'm gonna walk forward and hit R2 and see what happens.
And then he shot like 5 people back to back. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. I don't know what like. It was literally like, oh, bro, that you just built. We haven't built at all this game.
Yeah, no, we built like once, and that was to like get up a mountain.
For real, I think that's literally all it was. Like, Fortnite, gas.
Fortnite's a fun game. You don't even have to build to win anymore. All you have to know is how to build like stairs and like a wall.
Like, it's so simple, and people like are like, I can't get into it because the building mechanic looks so deep, and I'm like,
it looks deep, right?
I mean, it is when you're super high level.
But what you can do is just hold down R2 and then hit L1 and R1 to switch between what you're building.
Like, literally, people don't realize it's just that easy. It's like you just hold the button.
I didn't even realize. Look, first of all, I thought getting into competitive Fortnite was going to be easier. I was wrong. Holy shit, was I wrong? Wow, that's the nuttiest thing ever. They have like a whole like. It really feels like a football tournament system where like you have to qualify in order to like get into like your local finals, like your area's finals, right? It's sort of like if you're in like the East, you would compete for like AFC East, and then you would have to compete against NFC like West, and that's how you determine which 2 teams get to the Super Bowl.
Basically, that's what it's like.
It's just a big tournament, and the only way to get into a tournament is to do good all season.
They're like, we only want the best of the best.
That's right. No pollution, which I think more games should start doing, which they probably do, right? But I think like fighting games should definitely take up that model, right? Like, fighting games should start doing the thing where like, I don't want to say ranked mode matters. But ranked mode, there should be a separate mode from ranked, specifically for tournaments, where like they have like requirements for you to like play. Like you need like this, and that, right?
Yeah, and then have like cash prizes and stuff.
Yes, that would be great because that's really what fighting games need, right? I'm so glad there's a bunch of the online gotta catch up, and people need to buy Ethernet. Because if the online catch up and then they don't have Ethernet, it's still not going to help.
I don't know. Like, it's like, on one hand, it's like Ethernet gives you the best connection. But I don't feel like people should have to have Ethernet to make the game just playable online. That's my issue with fighting games. It's like, you go on, like, say for instance, I'm on my laptop or on my Switch, portable. Like, I don't always hook up my laptop over Ethernet because I gotta be in and out. I take my laptop, I move them a lot.
Yeah, you gotta watch it go and stuff. I know.
So, I'm not trying to hook up that 50-foot cord every single time across the house.
I got 50 foot.
Yeah, 50-foot cord. I mean, it's only like 25 feet, but I don't want to.
You don't feel like walking all the way across the house to like put it away all the time.
So it's like I don't want to always do that. Or with my Switch, if someone's playing on the Switch portably, say for instance, that's a handheld console. This is a legitimate thing. How are they gonna do Ethernet in handheld mode? Like, I'm being
especially
honest,
with
like,
I understand what you're saying. Especially with more games becoming like crossplay available.
it's like I think fighting games specifically because I think shooters for the most part have figured out.
See, shooters have basically figured it out. Ethernet helps your shots connect better, right? But like you don't need it in order to do it because I finally figured out how hurt boxes work in shooters, and it's the nuttiest thing on the planet. And it makes me hate hit scan shooters a lot. Cause what it is so instead of every time you load into a match, the game rendering a bajillion hurt boxes, what it is each gun basically has like a vacuum around it, right? And the vacuum will shoot a ray. It actually works like an arcade light gun, right?
Yeah.
It'll shoot basically a ray towards that direction, right? And if your opponent happens to be in that direction and one of your bullets hits them in like a vital area, it'll do more damage instead of it like basically, well, like Fortnite, it feels like they're physical bullets, like actually bullets, even though they're still rays. It's just that the ray will stay in that place where you shot it, unlike in like a Call of Duty game, where like I shot you with a sniper rifle from across the map, and since I was hovering over your head, when I pulled the trigger, you died immediately.
Basically.
All right, and I think that's so interesting. And shout outs to IGN, I guess, for telling me that, because I would have never known. Because IGN actually uploaded a video today about hitboxes, hurt boxes. I was like, oh wow, yeah. And they explained the difference between how like fighting games, Souls games, and like shooters would like all use these things, right?
Yeah.
Like they actually showed like the active, like the startup, the active, and the recovery frame, like chart for fighting games, and like and then they were like, even though this seems super complicated for someone, right? You're probably doing it subconsciously and you don't realize it. Like when you're playing a Soulsborne game and you realize that after too many attacks, you're like, uh-oh, I messed up, right? That's you subconsciously, realizing that your hurt box is not safe anymore. And I'm like, that's a great fucking video, IGN. How many views it got? 30,000. I'm like, that's not a lot for you guys. That makes me sad.
Well, they upload like 7 videos a day, so it's fine for them.
It's true.
I think though, like what I was gonna say, in the grander scale of things, I also think it's like, I don't know, back on the connection thing before I forget it, because like I wire up as often as I can, you know what I mean? I haven't really been wired up as much recently, only because of school, but like I think though, at the end of the day, like fighting games specifically need to improve their online. If someone's internet is bad, it's just bad. Also, Wi-Fi isn't always the most consistent thing on the planet. Those are objectives. Those are true facts of the world. But I don't ever find myself on Fortnite getting mad because of my online, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Like, I never sit there, like, the worst I may get mad at is, oh, me and my friend didn't get into the match at the same time.
That's it. Happen. I really do.
Like, I don't sit here, like, an example of a game with, that used to have really bad online, that was a shooter, Call of Duty, because they didn't have dedicated servers. It was peer-to-peer, so...
Oh yeah, so like whoever they randomly, by the way, they would always randomly select the host, which was trash. Randomly selected host is garbage. I don't care. I know that you Call of Duty people have figured out a way, or had figured out a way, to figure out if you guys did want to do peer-to-peer, which of the players in a match had the best connection and make them the host?
But they didn't. But when they got dedicated servers, it fixed it all. But like, it's just like you think about that, and it's like shooters have come this far, and other competitive genres like MOBAs have come this far. You know, they all have good connection. Why? I know why fighting games are behind, because they don't want to. A lot of them don't want to implement rollback, more specifically the Japanese games.
Yeah, no, a lot of the American-made games have rollback in them.
But
if not rollback adjacent. See, and here's the issue: like the games that they decided to, some of like the Japanese fighting game developers decide to test like rollback on, are either incredibly old, like Accent Core, right?
Yeah.
KOF like 2002, right? That's how they're testing rollback, right? In these older titles that they can just go around and mess with, and no one would really mind too much, right? Or companies like the big Cap can put it in a game, one of their most iconic franchises, and then people go, I don't like this game. Online good though. And then they decide, well, people didn't buy the game. Online must have had to do with that. So I guess we're just gonna keep the way our online is now.
That's so sad, but
right, because Capcom actually figured out a rollback adjacent thing, right? And they were implementing it in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That's the game I was referring to. And it was great. It was fantastic. There was almost no lag at all, right? They said if the game did well, they would put in Street Fighter. Game did not do well because they didn't have characters and they had no control over that. They didn't have the characters everyone wanted. They didn't have Wolverine, Storm. Shout out to Disney. Shout out to Disney and Fox beefing it out. And also the game being very heavily Avengers themed and not being able to release alongside Infinity War. Because that was Disney's decision. Instead of just, extending their deal for like Marvel game IPs for like a month. All they had to do was extend it a month. That way it could release alongside Infinity War with all of these Avengers characters and make moolah.
But they said no.
No. They said no. Then they said you have to release the game here. And they were like, okay.
I just think like it's like at the end of the day, I just want fighting games to get better online, because it sucks when you have games like Smash, and while Tekken's has improved,
rollback is 3. First of all, that didn't make any goddamn sense. What is rollback is 3?
I think it's 3 frames or something like that, like GGPO or something like that. But I'm gonna say this: they were like 50% of people play on Wi-Fi, 50% of people play on Ethernet.
Yeah, I'm like,
you can decline the Wi-Fi matches. That's cap. That's cap.
Yo, like
50% of people are not on LAN. I can tell you this because you will not find LAN matches.
I think the 50% on LAN are higher ranks, but you can't get to them unless you accept the Wi-Fi ranks.
And
it sucks because because I was like a green or a red in Tekken, right? Which is like one of like the mid ranks. So like I was basically the equivalent of like silver players in Street Fighter, like silver and gold.
Yeah.
And they randomly boosted me down to like whatever the first. Yeah, the first of all, they've never done that before in 5 years of this game existing.
It reset everybody because I remember.
Nigga, I was sitting here like, it says I have 4,000 wins with this character. Why am I here? And now all of the people I was fighting who were on Ethernet, I can't play no more because as soon as they play the game more seriously than I do. So every time I get on, I play 2 games against Wi-Fi. He lag, I get off.
Like it's just like their metrics are so skewed, because I was just like, the vast majority of casual players are not playing on Ethernet because Wi-Fi is convenient. Let's be real. It's like you shouldn't have to hook up this long cord to your console in the modern day and age for the online in a game to be good. But
Yeah.
like that's my
It's
big,
a shame that technology has advanced so far, yet
and then
not enough.
not enough in the fighting game realm, dog. It upsets me because I, as someone who enjoys Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, cannot play that game online. I exclusively play it locally.
That game
And
is
now I can't play it because
that,
of Rona.
that game is a travesty online. I'm sitting here like, all right, my Ridley's not the best. My Ridley's not the best, right? But
Yeah.
I have fun playing him sometimes, right? And then I was playing against someone, and since I didn't want to buy an adapter for my Switch, right, for Ethernet, right, I go to do this move, right. The move don't come out 6 times, right? And then I go offline after playing with him, right? And I do the thing in the lab 8 times in a row perfectly. I'm like, what happened to my reverse aerial online? That's all I needed to kill him. That's all I needed to kill him 7 games in a row. It's my best move. I couldn't get it off because the netcode for the game is just generally bad. I have great internet even when not plugged into a console. Well, like not plugged into like the router, but Jesus fucking Christ, I don't understand. And then Bandai, by the way, it's not Nintendo servers that Smash runs on. It's Bandai servers, right?
Yeah.
So I can't go around blaming Nintendo for their game's internet being bad because all of their games' internets are sort of good. Like Super Mario Tennis Aces is basically the sports game equivalent of a fighting game, right?
Bro, Arms, hold up. Arms makes me so upset because that game dead, but it got some of the best online I've ever experienced in a fighting game.
I'm
Bro,
shook.
that game will keep you online. You could unplug your router and it'll be like, nah, dog, I got you.
You're like, nah, this is a good game you're playing right now. This is a great game, good game.
Yeah, like it's just honestly ridiculous though that
Like all of their like originally owned IPs have great online. Now I played Splatoon when it was free. I was like, oh wow, this is fun, and I don't even need like, especially for a shooter. I'm like, oh, I don't need like an Ethernet cable to like be plugged in or anything. Game has good servers. It recognizes that my Wi-Fi is great. Thank you.
Dang, we really just talked about online and games for like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, wow, yeah, that's called padding the runtime.
You want to wrap this up?
Hit the outro. All right. Thank everyone in the chat for showing up today. Shout out to my co-host for the Prime subscription. Shout out to IGoHam85 Juice Boxing for the, comments in the chat. Shout out to everyone who stopped by. I saw a couple of you hip hop in and hip hop out. All right, this has been ZDB the Comic and my co-host
Shadicstick.
and we will see you guys soon.